Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Tesla stock once again, because as you can see from the sidebar here today, we have Tesla at plus 4.32%. It has once again hit an all-time high for what seems like the fourth time in just a matter of like a week or two. So, like I said, it's at an all-time high right now. It's at a share price of $2,246.16. And today, in the normal market hours, it has grown plus 3.97%. That's $85.58 added onto the share price. And then in the after hours currently, we are at another plus 0.33% or plus $7.41. So a little over $90 added to the share price today alone. And we are seeing some more growth happening, and even some growth being hinted at for tomorrow, with the after hours kind of being far into the green. As I always say, after hours on the day of aren't the best predictive measure of like what it's going to actually look like on the next day, but I will be honest here, and I'll be bold to say that I think Tesla's going to be pretty far into the green tomorrow, pretty reasonably into the green, and then also pretty far into the green on Monday as well. So just addressing this, I did say this in my recent video yesterday, and I'm going to reiterate this once again, but as always, almost forgot, make sure to smash that like button if you all do enjoy these Tesla videos. But like I said, I did mention a price target yesterday of where I could see the Tesla share price in just a matter of a few days. So I said that I thought we could see Tesla at $2,500 per share or somewhere around that, around the time of Tuesday or Monday of next week, and I'm still going along with that prediction. I feel like that is a huge possibility, and honestly, it was kind of bold for me to say that yesterday, considering that, of course, a lot of things can happen over the weekend, and it's a short-term prediction. So as we know, short-term is a little bit more difficult to predict than long-term. Like I've said before, I can say with 100% confidence that Tesla is going to grow tremendously in the long term, whereas with short-term, we do have that typical volatility and other things that happen with Tesla sometimes. You have it surging sometimes you have volatility, and then sometimes you kind of have just like a plateau of it not really moving much. So short-term with Tesla is a little bit harder to predict, and I always say that it might not be the best idea to play on Tesla in the short term, but in the long term, I think it's pretty easy to see where Tesla is going at this point. But I'm actually pretty fairly confident that we can hit $2,500 per share or somewhere around that by Tuesday or Monday of next week. I'm still standing by that prediction, but of course, anything that I say in this video or have said already is not to be considered financial advice. Just take it with a grain of salt, but that's just me throwing out a prediction here and reiterating what I stated yesterday, so I am still fairly confident in that prediction. I mean, all it takes is just a few days of, even if it's just 4% gains, all it takes is a few days of a 4% gain each day, and that could add up to $2,500. But also keep in mind, we've seen days with Tesla where it's been at plus 6%, plus 7%, plus 13%. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another huge day like that, either on Monday or sometime between now and Tuesday. That is not out of reality, in my opinion. But as you can see, with the share price growing once again today, people are just getting on board with this stock, and I honestly don't blame them. I've been putting as much money as I can into Tesla. I've emptied out my bank account right now. All of it is in Tesla. I've been redistributing funds from my other positions and putting into Tesla. So I'm still really bullish on Tesla, even at this $22.50 price tag. And just to let you all in on a little bit of a secret, I did buy Tesla stock today at around this current share price, and I'll be doing a video specifically on that. But that's just a little hint right there ahead of time. I did buy Tesla stock today, even at this share price. So when I make these videos, me talking about Tesla stock and the opportunities that I still see, even at this share price right now, I like to back that up. And if I didn't believe what I was saying, I wouldn't be putting the money that I've been putting into Tesla stock. For those familiar with my channel, you all know that I've been putting a lot of money into Tesla. And honestly, I'm really confident at this point. Take a look at the portfolio diversity. It's around 86% of my portfolio. So just over a matter of time, this went from like 50% to 85, almost 86%, just because of me putting a lot of money into this stock, redistributing funds from different positions and putting it into Tesla. So I truly believe in this company. And like I said, the long term on Tesla is a lot more easy to predict than the short term. So I'm really confident in the long term. We could easily see this if we're not, talking about a price target in terms of like a split adjusted basis. In just a hypothetical, if there never was a stock split, I feel like it is easily possible that Tesla hits $10,000 per share in a matter of 10 years. And one could even say that's probably a conservative estimate. I know that sounds ridiculous to some people, but for the really big Tesla bulls, I think you all know what I'm saying. You know what I'm getting at here. And if you really start looking into the numbers that we could see Tesla pumping out just over these next few years, it starts to make sense. And then once you start counting in potential energy revenue, like with Battery Grid, with them selling mega packs to the government and big companies as projects, and then also more solar panels being installed over time. You have the Cybertruck release coming sometime soon next year in late 2021. And that is supposed to be the biggest model ever for Tesla. That's the one model that I'm really interested in. And if I was super rich, I would love to buy the Cybertruck. Honestly, I still may consider it, but that's far ahead in the future. But what I'm emphasizing here is when you start doing some back-of-the-napkin estimations for Tesla, some potential numbers that we could be seeing over these next few years, and especially by like 2030, and then when you also start counting in other potential revenue aspects, such as solar panel revenue, then you have like the large-scale battery pack revenue, then you have Tesla possibly selling their batteries to other vehicle companies. In addition, you have Tesla Digital Services, so I think they have a monthly subscription service right now. And there are also likely, as full self-driving gets perfected in the future, there's also likely going to be digital content that you can purchase for entertainment, since the car will basically drive for you sometime in the future once that gets perfected. And speaking of the full self-driving technology, that opens up a whole new revenue opportunity, as we all know. So Tesla is even getting revenue right now for like a prepayment for the full self-driving technology. So you kind of get like an early access beta feature to that right now. And that's like $8,000. So that's an additional $8,000 added on to every car for the people that want the full self-driving technology, or if they just have a lot of money and simply want to support what Tesla is doing. So as time goes on and as that software gets better and better and the full self-driving gets better and better, then more people may start to buy it because it becomes like more worth the value of the product as there's more features available and as there's more improvements to it. So that's a whole nother revenue opportunity on top of just your typical vehicle sale. Then we've talked about robo-taxis, of course, before, with Tesla getting their cut, it being a lot cheaper compared to everything else like Uber and Lyft, where they don't have to pay like a manual driver. They just have it driven for them. The Tesla owners basically just rent it out themselves, and then Tesla as a company gets a cut if they want to charge a fee. And so, like I said, that's going to be a lot cheaper. And in addition, there will be a lot of vertical integration on top of the vertical integration that we've already seen with Tesla, like with them producing their own batteries and things like that. But there's vertical integration even with the robo-taxis, because who supplies the cars for Tesla? Tesla does. So for robo-taxis, they won't have to pay for a manual driver. It's likely going to be cheaper than all of their competitors, and they also pay the bare minimum price that they will ever have to for the most effective EV on the market, most likely at that point in time. So Tesla is getting the best of both worlds, even when it comes to the robo-taxi topic. We're not even talking about a lot of these other things where they have huge advantages, like they don't have a lot of competition right now that is at their level. There's really no competition at their level. But my point here is just addressing the robo-taxi aspect. They have an advantage that no other company has. For one thing, like I said, they have the cheapest possible EV available for them for that service because they produce it. And so the cost of that car for them will basically be the cost it is to build for them, which is not the case with a normal civilian customer, which kind of pays like an overhead because Tesla has to have some sort of gross margins on that. But when Tesla provides their own vehicle, it's basically as cheap as it gets because it's just the cost of producing that vehicle, and that's what it costs to them. And then also just imagine all of the tax incentives on top of that, where they can file it as a business expense, where they pay for their own vehicle, file it on their tax returns as a business expense, and then they use it to make more money for them. So we're talking about a pretty big tax discount on top of already it being the cheapest EV possible because it's vertically integrated and created by Tesla. So there's some huge advantages to the robo-taxis if you really get into some details. And like I said, it's a passive income opportunity for a lot of people out there. So this is huge for people. And so just a few of these examples right here, this is me just off the cuff mentioning some things. And I could go on all day about Tesla and just get into these really cool details where they can just optimize efficiency and just keep on staying ahead of their competition. And right now, not only do I think that Tesla is maintaining their lead in terms of competition, but they're also advancing it as well. So in addition to maintaining it, they're advancing the lead even more because nobody can scale at Tesla's level at this point. No company is this far into the full self-driving technology like Tesla is, so they have so many different advantages. They have multiple factories, they're scaling their business, and considering the fact that they started out as an EV manufacturer, they don't have to retool all of their old factories that used to produce internal combustion engine vehicles and retool all of those assembly lines to be adapted for electric vehicles. So they don't have to do all of these things legacy automakers have to do. So at this point, the ICE vehicle legacy automakers are in huge trouble. Some are asleep at the wheel. They don't even realize what's happening. And Tesla is just not only maintaining, but propelling the lead even farther ahead of everyone else. And Sandy Munro himself has basically said that he hasn't even been contacted by really any companies in the United States about what Tesla is doing and all of the different engineering details, which means that no other company in the United States is even trying to see what Tesla's doing to get at their level. Whereas he said there's a lot of other manufacturers from across the world, like in China especially, and then I believe some other countries as well, that are actually paying for these documents, trying to figure out what Tesla is doing. What are these components that they are adding for more optimization and effectiveness? How is this engineering working? So other countries across the world are trying to figure out what Tesla is doing, whereas pretty much no automakers in the United States are even trying to consider what Tesla's doing. And at this point, as we know, Tesla is so far ahead where if they even want to catch up, they're going to have to copy a lot of things from Tesla and do things the same way. And if they're not even looking at the design documents and all of these small details that matter, then there's no way that they can even copy them. So that talking point in itself says a lot about how we could see Tesla dominating the US market in the future. And then I think it could actually have a notable foothold in the China market as well. I think it's going to surprise people how popular Tesla becomes in China because people appreciate efficiency. They appreciate a quality product for the price, and Tesla is about as good as quality as it gets in terms of value for what you're paying. Now, we know there's some quality concerns sometimes, but like the ones in China, those are some of the highest quality vehicles ever when we're talking about Model 3s. So anyways, all of this is huge, and I think we're seeing this growth because people are starting to realize these things. It has taken a while for some investors to finally realize what's going on here, but then I also think there's just more investors adding in positions like I did today as well. So hope you all enjoyed this video. Please make sure to smash that like button if you did. And also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below with my referral link. If you sign up with my link, then you'll get some free stocks. And especially with Webull right now, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 if you sign up with my link and deposit $100. You can take that $100 right back out and you still get the free stocks. So that's nice passive income. But I hope you all enjoyed this video and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.